Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to do a little follow-up video for the live that I participated in Thursday as part of the BetterPress Babes. Justine and I were live over on her channel, Stationery by Justine. And even though we had some technical difficulties, we still had a really good time. And we will figure out the bugs in the technology. And we will probably do a monthly live, I think is the plan. And so there'll be more to look forward to in the future. But for now, I want to show you my finished card and also finish the second card that I had pressed out during the video. So let's jump into it. Okay, guys, here we go. This is the card I was working on Thursday night. We had watercolored the background with the Altenew watercolor pan of metallic paints. These are the paints I used. I used this blue here in this aqua teal color. So I did the background with that, and then I colored the butterfly with Karen brush markers. And then I had pressed this in black on the BetterPress paper. And then when I was working and crafting and finishing this on my own, I decided I didn't like the black, and I didn't like the fact that the orange was by itself without any other orange in the project. So I took Tuscan and Strawberry BetterPress inks. Well, I did Tuscan all the way across, and then I did a little bit of Strawberry on one side, and it gave this beautiful orange to yellow ombre that coordinated with the yellow to orange here that I had created in the Monarch. So I really felt like it came out really well there. And then I did splatter the background also. I don't know if you can see that, but with the gold metallic, I did some splatter there. And then in the background, I have used the garden trellis cover plate. So that's in the background here. And then the butterfly set was the beautiful butterfly, and we used the press plate and the die. We did not use the stencil because we were watercoloring. But then the last item I used was the ornate nesting die. So that was everything I used for that first card, except for a few gems from my stash that I just added there at the end. And I think it turned out really well. I love the way the watercolors did the background. I just love the sparkle, the shine of the watercolors. And look, you can even see the gold specks there. They just really, really turned out good. And if you look at the challenge that I'm entering it into, this is what inspired it. And even though it's different, it still has the genre of that. Now my second project is even more so towards the challenge, but the challenge that Altenew gives you is just inspiration. The idea is that you are the artist and you take the challenge and run with it. I used some greens, I used some blues, I brought some yellows in, and then I went off on my own. So that's all a challenge is using your creativity. You have a starting point and an ending point. And that's why I love the color cube. I use the color cube a lot because it gives you a color palette. And that's something I do, you'll see me do in videos, is you use that color cube. But I really like the way this turned out, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. So for the second card, I had pressed out this here hummingbird nectar with the thank you and for being so awesome as my 2 sentiments. And then I watercolored it here again using the inspiration. So this one's a little closer to the inspiration. On this, I used the Karen watercolors as well. And it's, pretty straightforward. I did just the watercoloring. I did do a background And really all it was is a really diluted blue is all I did with the watercolor brush, and I just kind of made it messy. It was a very loose watercolor around because I wanted it to look splotchy. So I did that, and then I've done some twine down here, and then we are going to add a, wait for it, wax seal. So I actually made 3 wax seals to come up with one that I liked that matched. I actually have 3 here. Wax seals. This one also looks really nice. This one's a little organic, but hey, this is the one, because there's silver running through my twine, I decided to go with this one. But see the different colors that I pulled out from the bird? And here too, this has more of the background color. I was having really fun mixing. And if you watch my video tomorrow, you will see more wax seals. So you might want to check that out on the channel tomorrow. So we are going to go ahead and assemble this card, and I will show you exactly how I put it together. For the wax seal, I've used the Spellbinder's Timeless Blooms. This is the new wax seal from the Spring BetterPress collection. I used the teal and the royal blue beads, and I used the Deco Color silver marker. And one thing I wanted to show you guys is when you have a little of the wax left in your spoon at the end, if you just let it drip onto your mat, you end up with little tiny enamel dots. So you can actually put those on your projects if you choose to. They just slide right off, and you can actually glue them right down if you choose to. Then you have coordinating enamel dots. It's just a cute little tip. So on this, because this was watercolor paper, it warped a little when it went through the BetterPress. And then when, of course, you add water to it, it warps a little even more. So what I like to do, and I do this with embossing folders too, is put double-sided adhesive on this side. And for this, of course, I used Altenew's double-sided or double stick adhesive. It comes in a big roll like so. And I went ahead and used that. I did use a piece of the satin tape under here just to temporarily hold the string in place so that it would stay where I wanted it. And then I put that on there. So I'm going to just peel this. Alrighty. And then what I like to do is put it onto another piece of 110-pound cardstock. Now, I went ahead and wrote measurements down because this is going to be a 5x7 card. So I thought, since I'm doing this step by step, I would give you the measurements. This is 4 5/8 by 6 5/8. So I'm going to just go ahead and put this on here like so. And then we're just going to really give that a good burnish. And this is just going to help this stay strong. It's also going to make it a lot easier to adhere to your card base, because I don't know about you, but that super sticky tape, once it's down, guys, it's down. And so I like to do this because this is so much easier to glue than all the sticky tape. But this also gives it a nice firm structure, and it's straightened it. So this is just a tip I love to do. I do this with 3D embossing folders also. Let's just glue this on. Our next layer is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. This also sealed in that twine really well. So it's not going anywhere with all that tape and everything. And it also helps take away all those lumps and bumps, and it's just a really nice way to strengthen your work. So this is a very narrow border. purposely because I want it to be just a little touch of the yellow. And then we're going to have the 5x7 background like so. Go ahead and give this a little more press. Okay. And then we'll put this on the 5x7. And this 5x7 paper here is a patterned basil piece. Actually, the yellow is too. They're both pieces of basil. And they're not 100 weight because they're one of their textured ones. I don't know what the weight is. It's probably 80. So that's another reason to have that extra structure on the front. And then have a sturdy card base. And you have still a very structured card and beautiful color. See that? So now we will just adhere our seal with one of these stickers. These are the sealed stickers. I'm going to go ahead and add some glue too. Kind of like when you do 3D adhesive also. I want to make sure this baby's going to stay. So I'm going to put it on the outside like that since it's going over the twine. I want to make sure there's plenty of adhesive here. And I'm going to hold that there for a second. And I'm wondering, do we want to use those blue enamel dots or do we want bling? I was actually kind of thinking of using the silver because I have this silver here. I'm going to highlight the flowers with these by just putting a few here and there. I think I'm going to stick with the small ones. And I think I want to stick with like maybe a diagonal. Go on right there. Okay, I'm happy with that. Push them down. And there we go. Got just a little bit of silver sprinkling through the flowers. So there is my finished card, guys. So I've got that one and that one for the Altenew challenge this month. Now, I will leave a link to the Altenew challenge down in the description, along with all of the links of the products I've used today. And I'd love to see you participate in the challenge with me and also over on my group, which is Heartfelt Card Making with Spellbinders and More. And of course, over on the BetterPress Babes. So see you over on Facebook and here again tomorrow for a new video. Make sure to hit subscribe and ring the notification bell for future updates. Thanks a bunch, guys. Bye-bye.